I think the word that we use a lot nowadays is called empathy, trying to understand different walk of life. And also we're trying to see how a documentation that was written 250 years ago matters today. I think we try to disseminate word for word about what was meaning of when it was written 250 years ago and to see how that applies to today's life. And some may disagree or agree about it. Hey, it's not what our forefathers were thought. But at the same time, we didn't know what was happening in the country at the same time, understanding what was the dynamics of that year or of that time period. By coming together today, I think it shows that we love our nation. We want to make a difference in our nation. We want to see how the history of our nation applies to us today. And from learn and appreciate even the mistakes. How can we improve from the mistakes? How can you go from today? And I'm gonna say what Randy said. He said two people, but if you're married, sometimes you're in a car and driving and you're trying to make sense why we're together sometimes, right? You ask your wife, hey, what's happening? And the more closer we are, sometimes the communication gets lost because we want to say my thought or my thinking or my ideas are better than your ideas. And once again, communication and today's misunderstanding is we have to, in a way, concede, appreciate what others are bringing to the table. And because at the end, we're here in this space to share and to learn and record, right? What is today's thoughts today on on the February day of 2026, where we are, right? When you look at our yearbooks, once in a while, I get to look at my high school yearbook of 1990 and see my classmates and thinking what they're doing today or if they're still alive, and appreciate that time. And that's what it is. There's a stamp, there's a time capsule in my life of when I graduated from high school and what I appreciate and how we have improved from that. And I think today, seeing many people, I realize this is no longer AA, but it's everybody. It's not just a space for Asian Americans. I think it's space for Americans with different backgrounds. And today is Lunar New Year. For me, Koreans, we celebrate Seollal. And so I think that's really, I think we want to share our past, but at the same time, where is our current? I mean, my kids are Americans. They're born in Hollywood. But they look like me because of their parents' heritage. So where does that get to? I think it's more understanding of our past, appreciate it, and coming together like this today, and so we can move forward for today and for tomorrow, for the next generation, so that they may not have to go through what we went through, what our parents went through, what our grandparents went through. Make this nation a better nation for all of us. So as American, I'm very proud, appreciate, even though it doesn't matter as a county employee, I encourage people to get more engaged civically or in civics, your local politics, getting more involved, know who they are, know who is your mayor, commissioners, city commissioners, even your sheriff, and to have a conversation with them. And I think it's a space that we really need, not just for this year, but every year. I mean, it can continue on next year for 251, 252. Thank you. Celine, and everybody that's here today. And I look forward for our next conversation or next panel.